Good afternoon once again. We are still on our topic, production management. We've talked about several aspects of this topic. Today we'll continue with the workplace facility layout. We have talked about the meaning of layout. Today we'll be concentrating on the types of layout. We know when we say layout, we are looking at arrangement. Arrangement. How are the machines arranged? How are the men, that is human resource, that's labor, arranged? The materials, so that work can flow sequentially for efficiency. Efficiency is very important. So the arrangement of your machines, the arrangement of men, the arrangement of materials is very crucial in production of goods and even rendering of useful services. So today, as I've already indicated earlier, we'll be looking at the types of layout. Now, we have talked about production system. We looked at the intermittent production system, and we also looked at the continuous production system. The kind of system that you are operating, there is a relationship between the type of system and then the type of layout. If this is the system, then this should be the arrangement. So today we'll be looking at three systems. We'll be looking at the process, we'll be looking at three of these layouts. So not three systems, three layouts. We'll be looking at the process layout. We also look at product layout, and then we end with fixed position layout. So we are looking at three types of layout. In other words, we are looking at three types of arrangement of your men, the machines, and then the materials at the workplace. Then we said one of them, the arrangement is called process layout. The other one is called product layout. And we have what we call fixed position layout. Now, what is the relationship? Now, if you are using the intermittent production system, that one is associated with a layout we call the process layout. So the intermittent production system is associated with process layout. Then the continuous production system is associated with the layout we call product layout. So we are looking at the arrangement. You remember when we were talking about that one, we looked at the carpentry shop where you have measuring, cutting, and then a whole lot of other things, cleaning, you have assembling, polishing, or spraying. Now that is the, you see, you go through the arrangement is done according to function or operation that is performed. So when you arrange your machine, the men and the materials according to the function or the operations to be performed. So they have been arranged according to function. For example, when I say function, let's look at it. You see, you are at a workplace where you are using, for example, grinding machines. So you have in a room where you have grinding machines. You have a room where you have welding machines. You have a room where you have cutting machines. So you arrange the machines, you arrange the men and the material according to their function. So all machines that are related to grinding will be in one grinding room. All machines that are associated with welding will be arranged to welding, will be arranged in one room, in the welding room. So when you go to that room, all the machines you see there are for welding. That is the function. Then we have also talked about grinding. The grinding machine will be there. So every machine that is related to the production of that particular product will be arranged in that order. And then the men will carry the part that has already been worked on from one room where you have a machine that is appropriate for that particular function. So if, for example, it is for cutting, when you, after cutting it, so all the machines in that room is for cutting. So assuming this is a room, so all cutting machines, or let me use this one, this is a room, all cutting machines will be here. If this is a room, then another set of machines that is for that particular function will be there. Then another room, a particular, all machines that are meant for that particular function will be there. So that is for the process layout. So I said types of layout. You have the product layout, you have process layout, you have phase position layout. Then I said a relationship between types of production system and their associated layout. The relationship. And the relationship is that where you have the intermittent production system, then the type of layout you use is the process layout. Where you have the continuous production system, the type of layout you use is the product layout. So you come to the process layout, which is also called job shop layout. You know, we have done job production. And so the process layout is associated with job production. The process layout is associated with job production. So if you are using job production, then you'll be using the process layout. So the carpenter or the tailor will have to measure somewhere. You have probably measuring machine somewhere. You have cutting machines somewhere. You have planing machines in a particular room. You have two machines, and each machine or each set of machines performs specific function. And so they will be arranged in that order. So I said the machines, the materials, and men are arranged according to function or operations they perform. According to function or operations they perform. So I give a typical example here. All grinding machines will be in one grinding room. All drilling machines that are meant for drilling. So in producing that one, you need grinding machines, you need drilling machines. So all drilling machines will be in one drilling room. Then all welding machines will be in one welding room. Then every machine that is needed will be put there. So that is for that one. Now let's look at the advantages of the process layout. The first one has already been done. It is suitable for job production. And we know we have done job production. So we know why the process layout is suitable for job production. The second advantage is that it is less expensive. It is less expensive. Why is it less expensive? Because, you know, in job production, you are using general purpose machines. And general purpose machines are less expensive than the specialized machines. So I said less expensive since general purpose machines are used. So investment in machine is lower. So there's lower investment in machine. Then the third advantage is that it is less vulnerable to breakdowns. It is less. We are not saying there wouldn't be or there may not be machines breakdown, but it is less. In other words, the moment you are using less, it means that you are comparing with something else. So in other words, we are comparing the process layout to the product layout. And what we are saying is that for the process layout, it is less vulnerable to breakdown of machine. Why are you saying that? Very simple. You know, you are using general purpose machine, and therefore, and these machines are located in different places. So if a particular machine is spoiled, other machines can work. So for example, you are using this grinding machine and the grinding machine is spoiled. Those who are supposed to drill, if work had already been done for them to drill, they will still be drilling. If this one is done, you are supposed to weld. The drill machine is spoiled, welding can be going on. So you see, it is very difficult for production to be held back. But if it is the product layout where you are using specialized machine, if the machine gets spoiled, if a particular workstation is spoiled, the entire machine will be shut down. You cannot operate it. The one I gave you in respect of the manufacture of cassava, look at it, you see, they are not separated. Everything had been built together. So the product will move from, or the material will move from one workstation to another. So if there is problem in respect of one of the workstation, the entire machine would have to be shut down. The rest cannot work. So that is not the case for the process layout. So that is for that one. Then let's look at the disadvantages of the process layout. Very simple, straightforward disadvantages. The first one, it is difficult to produce in larger quantity. This is so great, very simple. Don't forget that the process layout is associated with job production. So if you look at mass production, which is associated with process layout, that one you can produce in volumes. But when you are using the process layout, which is associated with job production, it is very difficult to produce in larger quantity. It is difficult to produce in larger quantity because men have to be carrying the material from one workstation to the other. When it is the product layout, that is not the case. You are using the continuous production system. So the material will move automatically from one workstation to another. So that is for that one. The second disadvantage is very simple. The rate of production is relatively slower. So when you say relative, it means you are comparing. And here, what are you comparing the process layout with? You are comparing the process layout with the product layout. And you are looking at the rate of production is relatively slower. Look at the continuous production system, which is associated with the process layout. And then look at the product layout, which is associated with job production. Which one do you think the rate of production is slower? And certainly it is the job production. And the job production is using the process layout. So at the end so it is related to this one. That's why you cannot produce large volumes. The third one, where materials require the same operation. The materials require the same operation. What is the operation? The operation can be cutting. What is the operation? The operation. So we have looked at, you know, if you are in a carpentry shop, you know the various operations. It could be measuring, it could be any other thing. So where materials require different operations or the same operation at different stages of production, then you have to carry the material back. So for example, it had gone to a particular room, but you need to do another measurement. Then you have to bring it back to the measuring room. So we said where materials require the same operation at different stages of production, they have to be carried back many times. They have to be carried back many times. And that will be waste of time. That will be waste of time. You have to bring it back for another measurement. You have to bring it back to carry out another operation in that room. So you have to carry them back several times, and that will be waste of time. So that is for that one. So that is for the process layout. Now, I think we'd have to end this one here and continue the product layout in another video, because this one, after 40 minutes, it automatically saves. So if you don't stop here and continue, there may be a problem. So I'm ending it here. We were looking at types of layout. Then we said we are talking about 3 main types of layout: process layout, product layout, and phase position layout. We said we have already done the production systems. We look at intermittent production system, and then we also look at continuous production system. We said there is a relationship, or there is a relationship between the type of system, production system that you are using, and then the layout. Then we said when you are using the intermittent production system, then the type of layout that is associated with it will be the process layout. When you are using the continuous production system, the type of layout that you'll be using will be the product layout. So then we came to the process layout. We have talked about the meaning of process layout. We said here the men, the machine, materials, and so on and so forth are arranged. Remember, the layout means arrangement. But how are they arranged? They are arranged according to the functions or the operations to be performed. So if the operation to be performed is drilling, then the machines, so if, for example, first you have to drill, then from drill you move to welding, from welding you move to this, and then assembling, they will be arranged in that order. So there will be room. If it is a big organization and they have machines that are related to set functions, so all machines that are related to grinding will be in that grinding room. All machines that are related to drilling will be in one room, the drilling room. All machines that are related to welding will be in one welding room. So that is that. Then we look at the advantages and then the disadvantages. Ladies and gentlemen, we end it here and continue somewhere else.